We've all met that person, right? The one who's always living in their glory days. Well, today, we're going to dig into why that is. And you won't believe it, but a fable that's like 2,500 years old has this incredible lesson for us about the huge difference between just talking a big game and actually being able to play it.
So let's just jump right into the main idea here. This quote, wow, it absolutely nails it. What does that really mean? Well, it's pretty simple. Your past wins, they only count if you can still deliver the goods today. It's not about what you did way back when, it's all about what you can do right here, right now.
And I'm willing to bet a face just popped right into your head, didn't it? That person whose greatest hits album is, well, it's pretty dusty. The high school quarterback who still talks about the championship game, or maybe that colleague whose best work was at their last job. Turns out, this isn't some new thing. Nope. This is a story that's as old as time itself. And that brings us to the story at the heart of all this. It's a classic from Aesop's fables, and it's called The Boasting Traveler. Now, it's a really simple story, but man, it cuts right to the core of what it means to be credible. Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this. A man, he's been away for a long time, and he finally walks back into his hometown. He's got that kind of traveler swagger, and a bag just overflowing with stories he is absolutely dying to tell everyone. And let me tell you, this guy talks a lot. But he's not just, sharing a few fun stories. No, he's trying to build himself into a legend. Every story is bigger and more incredible than the last. And funny enough, there's nobody around who can actually confirm any of it. He's basically trying to import this massive reputation that he just hasn't earned, at least not here. And then comes the grand finale, his biggest claim of all. He talks about this one specific, absolutely mind-blowing feat, a record-breaking long jump he did in a city called Rhodes. But pay close attention to how he tries to prove it. He doesn't say, "Watch me." He says, "Oh, there were lots of witnesses. But they're all in Rhodes." Super convenient, right? Okay, so this is where the story gets really good. All that hot air he's been spouting, it's about to hit a wall, a cold, hard wall of reality. So you've got these two totally different mindsets clashing. On one side, you have the boaster, who's all about past stories and faraway witnesses. He's hiding behind things you can't check. But on the other side, you have the hearer. He's all about the here and now. He wants proof, action, evidence. It is the ultimate showdown, really. Reputation versus reality.
And then comes the response. And it is just perfect. The listener cuts through all of that noise with one simple, absolutely brilliant challenge. He says, look, we don't need witnesses. Let's just pretend this right here is Rhodes. Now, show us. Show us how far you can jump.
So what's the big takeaway here? I mean, this story isn't really about some random boastful traveler from ages ago. It's about a specific kind of mental trap, a fallacy that is, well, it's surprisingly easy for any of us to fall into. And that trap has a name. The Rhodes fallacy. It's the error of trying to prove your worth using evidence that nobody can actually verify. You're basically using the mystery of over there or back then as a shield to avoid being put to the test right here and right now. The lesson here is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Think about it. True talent is portable. It's not a souvenir you left behind in another city. You can't outsource your merit. Your reputation, your real reputation, should be built on what you can do, not just on stories about what you say you did. All right, I get it. This is an ancient fable, so why should we care about it today? Well, because this Rhodes fallacy, it's not ancient history. It shows up literally everywhere in our modern lives. Seriously, once you see it, you'll see it everywhere. On a personal level, it's that person who says, "Oh, I'm so adventurous when I'm with my other friends." The reality check? Cool, be adventurous with us right now. Or interpersonally, the person who says, "I'm an expert at resolving conflict," right before they start a huge argument. The check? Okay, great, then help us solve this one. And professionally, oh, it's huge. It's the resume that boasts about massive, unverified success at a previous job. The challenge is always the same. Sounds impressive, now prove it. Okay, so just knowing about the fallacy, that's step one. That's great. But the real power comes when you turn this lesson inward, when you make it a personal philosophy, a call to action for yourself. So how do we do that? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in our mindset. It's about deciding,
I am defined by my present actions. I'm not going to hide behind my past or some fancy pedigree. It's about being ready to prove your worth here and now, grounding your confidence in what you are capable of today. It's a commitment to yourself, really. A commitment that says, I will jump where I stand. Because when you really think about it, the journey to Rhodes, that's not the trip that matters. The greatest distance any of us will ever travel is the one between our words and our deeds. It's about closing that gap between the person we claim to be and the person we actually are every single day. And so we're going to end right there, with the challenge from this ancient fable pointed directly at you. In your job, in your friendships, in how you see yourself. The line is drawn in the dirt, right at your feet. So the question isn't about the amazing leap you once took. The question is, are you ready to jump now?